This one's nice. Now someone's got to put a Gutenkunst tweet out there, and everyone's got to like it and then delete it. That's the key. That's the next step in this ever-unfolding drama. Now that we have pressed it on the Jake Kumaro narrative, the next start is put it on a tweet, delete it.
I actually love the drama. It's getting great. Let's talk some basketball. Luka was thrown out of the Mavs game Sunday against the Kings. NBA upheld both texts from that game, so he's now only one away from an automatic one-game suspension with his total at 15. What? Hey, Brandon, Luka being one tech away from a suspension is blank. Blanda.
Let me pull a LeVar Arrington and change my answer. My original answer was wake-up call, but the more I'm thinking about this, you know, this is bad parenting. That's what this is. Nick, your stepson. No. This is on you. This is how you raise your guy, Luka, to act on the court. He's a professional athlete. Why is he whining every time someone touches him? Look at this. You keep talking about your son. You need to do a better job as a parent and get his butt in line. Because every time somebody touches him, like, oh, a foul. Oh, give me the call.
I don't like to interrupt,
this is terrible,
but if you're going to attack my parenting, I have to jump in. This is because my answer is exactly how he was raised. You know what I taught my son to do? Go right up to the line, stare at the line, and don't go over it. Hey, that's a 65-mile-per-hour zone. Drive 74. Not 75, you'll get pulled over. 74, though.
Goodness.
You're allowed 15 techs without a suspension. Mark it down, Kevin Wildes. 16th ain't coming. Then when the playoffs start and it gets reset, he's going to start getting techs again. You go right up to the line. If they say that paper's due at 11:59, you don't turn it in at 12:01, but don't turn it in a minute before 11:58 either. Right up to the line. That's how we raised him. That's how he became. Because you get the most juice out of that berry with squeezing it like that. That's the rule. He won't get a 16th deck. Mark it down, Wildes. He will not get a 16th deck.
Okay.
That is.
I agree with that. Great parenting. I think it's oddly liberating, not because of the parenting miscues, because no ref wants to get Luka suspended. It's one thing to give a guy a tech and be like, oh, refs, we're not here to see you. It's another one to make the call where you have to sit the guy down. So I think the refs know this. And if Luka can go right up to the line, Luka can say anything he wants. No ref wants to give him his final tech. So he's oddly liberated. He can actually be more outrageous now.
Carte blanche. That's right.
Ouch,
That's right.
ouch.
Hey.
Nick Wright has parenting skills. Kevin Wild and his
Rowdy.
Say it.
Let's go.
There you go.
Bubba.
There you go. Well, but first, Brandon, yeah, I know. Somebody, you loved Melo last night.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Carmelo Anthony moves into 10th place on the NBA's all-time scoring list. This is a big deal. 2006, I was drafted to the Denver Broncos. Who was there on the other side of town playing basketball in the Pepsi Center was Carmelo Anthony. I was able to sit there courtside and watch this. And I fell in love with his game. Silky, smooth. And Nick, I know you hate this, but he was a walking bucket. It was phenomenal watching this dude. So to see him move into this place is everything. Yeah, but you don't like the analysis when somebody says, a walking bucket. But look, this dude is shooting the best he's ever shot in his career. So I don't see any slowing down. He's probably going to finish passing Moses Malone. He's probably going to finish passing Shaquille O'Neal. And hell, the way he's shooting the ball right now, 40% from three, he could play another 5 years. And we can see him skyrocket up that list. Absolutely love it. Great job, and congratulations to Carmelo Anthony. Melo!
That's right.
You know who he won't pass? Danny Ainge. Hey, guys, I was watching Blazers Hawks last night. Just a regular Monday night in the Wolfeld-Gosk household, the four of us sitting around watching Blazers Hawks. And it dawned on me, Trae Young is so talented. Like, how talented is Trae Young? Trae Young will always make the perfect pass, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter if you're there or not waiting to receive it. If that's where the ball should go, that's where the ball does go. Obviously, this kind of skill works much better when a body part other than Bogdan's head is there receiving the ball, but still at the risk of concussing someone. Trae Young always making the perfect pass, and for that I say, nice job, Trae.
Say it, Wilds.
Wilds.
Blammo.
Blammo. Oh, Jamal Murray's hurt. Doesn't mean he can't still help his team. Look at this. practice threes, throwing my crutch up there to have some closeouts. Turns out, didn't work. Anthony Davis actually blocked the shot to end the game. Ended up going 6 for 24, Denver did. So Jamal Murray, step your game up. A little more aggressive with the crutch.
No
I can't
effort
tell
into
if you were
that
too
block.
aggressive or not aggressive enough. Either way, Denver lost.
No effort whatsoever.
Thanks to an Anthony Davis block. Didn't work.
Oh, Lakers are back on track,
Put any
huh?
muscle into that. Gotta put some muscle into the crutch. Time for drawing a blank. We got to start talking by Russ. Russell Westbrook became the first ever in NBA history, first player in NBA history to have at least 24 assists and 21 rebounds in a single game last night. Scott Brooks went so far as to say after Russ will go down as the second best point guard ever.
Scotty.
Hey, Brandon.
Talk that
Scott
talk,
Brooks
Scotty.
saying Russ will be the second best point guard ever is blank.
Listen, what's Russell's slogan? Why not? Why not? Numbers don't lie. Let's go through some of these numbers. It's Russ is the only player that did this. Russ is the only player that did that. Like, think about this. Russ is the only player in NBA history to record multiple triple-doubles with 20-plus rebounds and 20-plus assists. Russ, 5 triple-doubles with 20-plus assists is the most in all time. Russ has already locked in an average. A triple-double again this season. This is his 4th time doing it. It's only happened once before. I can go on and on about the amazing career Russ has had. Now, I know, Nick, you love basketball. You love the history of the game. You're going to talk about Stockton. You're going to talk about Magic. You want to talk about Jason Kidd, even Chris Paul. Yeah, but why not?
Dude.
Numbers don't lie. Walking triple-double.
Okay, you're right. I do love the history of basketball, which is why it is incumbent upon me to tell the audience, contrary to what Jenna said a few minutes ago, Carmelo Anthony actually passed Danny Ainge in all-time scoring in March of 2010, 11 years ago. All right, now to this. My answer is off by 5. I will already give Russ the nod over Iverson, because it's nonsensical. Over Iverson, over Walt, Clyde, Frazier. I'll give him the odd. I'm not going to include Harden as a point guard. I'll even give him the odd. Brandon mentioned it over Jason Kidd. But you've got Magic.
Isaiah Thomas.
You've got Oscar. You've got Steph. You've got Isaiah. You've got Chris Paul. You've got Stockton. And then you've got Russ. So right now, he's the 7th best point guard ever. Could he pass Stockton? Sure. Don't think he's going to pass Chris Paul. No, he's not going to pass Isaiah. What's the problem, Wilds? So he's off by 5. You seem confused. I just gave you the list.
You think that Russell Westbrook can be a better point guard than John Stockton? You think that he can do something in the remainder of his career to pass John Stockton as a point guard?
Well, they both play point guard as a player, sure. Stockton never won a ring. Russ has an MVP.
Yeah.
So, right now I have him behind, but yes, he could pass him. Why couldn't he? I don't understand why he couldn't.
What he's doing in his career.
Again, I think he's the 7th best point guard ever. I have him behind Stockton. Yeah, that's true. So why you hate him?
My point guard doesn't need to get 20 rebounds. It just doesn't need to. In any event. My answer is fast-paced. Did you know the Wizards are on track to have the 2nd highest pace in the last 30 years? So I'm not saying these numbers are inflated, just saying that they are playing at a very fast pace. That's why you get scores like 154-141, Wizards over Indiana, which is also a terrible team. Although there are playoff implications to this. It's a big score.
Your son's going to be so disappointed. His other
son is named Stockton,
that
so
was
he's
shameful. That was funny, Jenna. That's good.
Thank you. Amid all the offseason trauma, he just names his kids in order of where everyone stacks up point guard wise. Amid all the offseason drama, one report said the Packers cutting receiver Jake Kummerow was the final blow for the Rodgers-Packers relationship. Rodgers was complimentary of Kummerow just before the Packers cut ties. So Brandon, Rodgers being pushed over the edge by the Packers cutting Kummerow is blank.
Jake Kummerow, who? Where's this kid coming from? This thing is petty. So apparently, You know, this is a guy that was a friend of Aaron Rodgers that he liked last year going into the season, and then our guy, Brian Gutekunst, cuts him. This thing is just getting petty. I understand this, you know, because when, you know, I see a quarterback, they come in the cafeteria, guys light up. Oh, Eli Manning is sitting next to me. Russell Wilson, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they're sitting next to me. People light up when you see the star quarterback. They come around for the most part, but they're different. They just don't seem like the average player. But there's always one, maybe two guys that are in their circle that they're really cool with. When you go travel and you're on the road, you get to the hotel and you go to dinner. They're always with that one or two guys. These dudes live in Appleton, Wisconsin. There's nothing there. I traveled there for years playing in Chicago. And there's you know, one little hotel that has a steakhouse and a bar. That's it. You need friends. So if you have Aaron Rodgers as your starting quarterback and his friend is Jake